take that machines to their house. They do it in their house. I know somebody that said it to me. I'm even going to say it out loud because he has openly said it. He said, I don't even know why I'm doing this with you people. When my dad was alive, I was on that age. We did this thing in our house. I wish my dad was alive now. I wouldn't even be here. He said it out loud, right? But you see the common man, the average man struggling to get this thing done, trying to fight for his or her fundamental human rights. And this person is shunned because we live in a system where classism is a thing. It's a huge thing. Now we see now that, okay, these are the people suffering from voter suppression. Why are we suffering from voter suppression? It's a very simple case study. It's a very simple thing. They don't want us to they don't want us to vote. We all know how rigging works in the sense that if they release 1,000 ballot papers, only 300 come out to vote. 700, the 700 papers left, they could use that to rig, right? Now, people are coming out to get registered. They are afraid that, okay, if we have this surge in voters' registration, what's going to happen on the day of election? It means our chances of rigging is very low. Hence, hence, they will sabotage every single thing. For every move we make, they will try to counteract it. And this comes to the youth, right? One thing needs to be clear is that the youth, they make up a huge part of the community and they are the biggest victims of disenfranchisement. What they are doing to the youth is disenfranchisement because we've studied it from the days of NSAS. We saw the numbers that came out. We saw what they did. They saw it. Everybody saw it. It was like an international news. Now, if youths can come out to get their PVC, if youths can say, no, we're not going to vote for you, what's going to happen on the day of election? This is why all of this is happening, the segregation, the biases, all of that. You then take it a step further, and then you could say, okay, well, youths are not the only parts of society. We have older people. But the truth is, the older generation, no offense to the older generation, they are not prone to change. It is not easy to convince them otherwise. That is why it is easy to, slap 10,000 naira and they'll come out and vote. Or even like our grandfathers, grandmothers, great grandfathers, great grandmothers. Some of them don't even need money. They don't need money to vote. They want to feel amongst. They'll say, okay, everybody's voting. They'll now tell them, okay, mommy, daddy. We saw it in Ekiti. Older generation, they came out, but they were influenced by word of mouth, right? This is what ruling parties have done in the past. They focus heavily on the older generation because they know that it is easy to sway them and they ignore the youth because they believe that we don't care. We are, our head is in cloud nine. We are not interested. But the thing is, the numbers of older generation is dropping drastically, but they're still doing the same old pattern, recreating the same old system of voting. Now we now see youths saying, okay, we're going to come out and vote. They don't have a strategy to convince the youth otherwise, except for give them money. Now you could say, okay, there are some youths that have collected money, which proves the point that youths are moldable. If you tell them, okay, look, this money you're collecting, these are the pros and cons, it's most likely that they will tilt a certain way. It is not so, at least for me, this is just my own candid opinion. With the uprise we see from youth, it is not so easy to conform them into a certain type of way. Now youths are self-actualizing. They're putting their priorities first, right? That's why when you go to like my polling units, the last time that I went there, that I walked past there, they were not even at the place. Like the place where we have our registration, it's at a school, yes, a government school. Believe you me when I say they left the school and they went to a different location. You will think, okay, maybe it's they're registering for NIN or SIM card registration. I had to stop and I just asked curiously, like, what's going on here? They said PVC. I was like, wait, so that's why they are not at the school, they are here. Who were there? old people. No offense to old people, but the few youths that were there, they didn't attend to them. They really did not attend to them. I was there for a couple of minutes, right? They didn't attend to them. So that proves the point that this whole suppression thing, it's big, it's a huge deal now. I feel like I've talked about it a little bit too much. What's the solution? Come out and get your PVCs, come out and register. It's not going to change anything. Now you could say, oh, I'm going to come out and do my registration, do my transfer, but they're not going to give me my PVC. I've seen a tweet today. The tweet was deleted. It was from an INEC officer. What's that man's name? He said something along the lines of, "Oh, you think registering is hard? Don't worry. When it's time to get your PVC, it's going to be harder." That's like a huge message. Now they're telling us that come and register. We're not saying we're not going to register you, but when it's time to get your PVC, it's going to be a different thing. Now, the only way I feel we can stop this is to continue. We can't let them oppress us, frustrate us, or intimidate us. That's the best way. It's a no-brainer, because if we say, okay, we don't want to come out and do the right thing, they win. But the more we come out, we make it more difficult. So if they're going to give us a tough time, let's just equally give them a tough time as well. We're going to come out, do our registration, do our transfers, and do all of that. That's just how I feel we are going to win. And on the day of election, we come out in numbers. You can't beat numbers. You can only intimidate us for so long. That's just how I feel this is going to work. We should just keep continuing, building the momentum, keep the flag high, keep the fire burning, because that scares them. So if they're going to put fear in us, we're going to reciprocate it and put fear back in them by showing up in larger numbers. You can't take everybody down. It's impossible. That's just my candid opinion. I yield the mic.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That was a very detailed information. I think you've actually touched all areas that was needed to talk about. Yeah, let me see. The Moon, please, if you're allowed to speak, just make it very brief. At least 1 minute is very okay to tell us what you think and what you think we can be that can be done to help curb the situation that we're currently facing. Yeah, so I'm going to call on Moon to be the
Yeah.
next. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I don't want to take long. I think the main problem here is the electoral body, that's INEC. So is INEC truly independent, or there's a force controlling it behind the scene? Because the voter suppression is not coming just like that. So all the officials, they are playing to somebody's tune. Somebody is telling them what to do. So in as much as we're galvanizing support, who are those behind the scenes? Don't we have people in the electoral forces that can go ahead and push those people to do the right thing? Because they are not acting on their own. That is my main concern. And then the last thing is, there are people in the nooks and crannies that don't know about Peter Obi. Because I am not really partisan. The problem is to see Nigeria go forward. And so the people in the villages, that the only thing they know is about the two main parties. Now, what is being done to reach those people that don't even have access to the television, the radio? The only thing they hear maybe is just when they go to the market, or when somebody comes from the city, they just hear about the two main parties. So most of them don't even know about the third force. And so this is a big question for us to see how we can send in people, send in agents, work with the people that are living there to get to tell them about what is on ground. Everybody is tired, obviously. So they should know about this. When they go to vote on that day, if they have their PVCs, it shouldn't be a problem of agents are there and you must vote and see who you voted for, and then you take money. So I believe most people in the villages, you can go to the core north, you can go to some core villages, they don't even know anything. and they will vote. So what is being done to reach out to all those people so that they should know about Peter Obi, they should know about Labour Party, because that is the party. I am not just there for getting your PVC. You are saying that and you are hiding under the big name of just getting your PVC. Get your PVC. Who are you voting for? We shouldn't be ashamed of saying that. Get your PVC, vote for Peter Obi. Among all the candidates right now, he is the most qualified. He is the only one I can see. And if we are true to ourselves, putting all other interests aside, we are seeing that he is the only one that has Nigeria at heart. Somebody who can come and manage our meager resources and make us to move forward. The only thing the others know is the sharing formula. They come, live lavish life. Somebody comes as a poor man, and tomorrow he is very big, even down to the local governments and all that. So we need somebody with his kind of mindset. He has done that with Anambra. With public funds, he has managed them very well. We can entrust him with even bigger. So that is why my support is get your PVC, vote for Peter Obi. I am not saying get your PVC and all that. Get your PVC, vote for Peter Obi. That is the street. So we should work on taking this message, look how we can reach out to agents that will reach to the poor people, the masses that are not even educated, they don't even know their left from their right. They should vote for the right candidate. Thank you. I don't want
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think
What you said was actually makes sense, because
sometimes when you hear them say structure, I think these are the people they actually mean by the structure. People who don't know what's happening on social media, people who are in those rural areas that they don't follow up what's happening in the news either.
Yeah.
I think it's actually very important.
Yeah.
Suspension has to be more. There's currently an ongoing
voters education and sensation is actually going around. If I'm not mistaken, the POSN also has a
state coordinator, local government coordinators in different groups, different states actually, and they have been trying their best to see that
it gets to all, like, everyone in that area.
it doesn't matter where
You're staying, so the news of P2B and Labour Party as well gets to everyone, because on the day of election, what we're going to be having is not the name of P2B, but the logo of the party. So as we're also sensitizing the people about P2B, about his legacies, about his track record, we're also letting people know that, okay, he is on the Labour Party. And some people still don't know that probably he's that's actually defected to a different party. Some people still might believe that
he's still working for PDP. So many things can actually happen, and these are things that we need to really intensify. Yeah, you made then the other part of getting the PVCs. That is why we're actually having this space, because honestly, I am not really convinced in the idea of getting the PVC, and then on that day of the election, people are not able to use those
PVCs they have to cast their votes. Same as with looking at what happened in 2019, you find that more people who actually register for their PVCs
and the number who actually came out on that day to vote were actually very it's not even half of the number of people who actually register for their PVCs. So imagine having 10,000 people registering for PVC, and then at the end of the day, only 2,000 of that people were able to vote. Why are they? What happened to the rest?
Probably the rest have been advertised. Probably the rest they couldn't read their card. Or probably the rest have been
disqualified, or something
happened. So these are things that we also need to look at as well. So when we are sensitizing the people, we also let them know, okay, please avoid double registration, or please on that day make sure make sure that
try to outnumber them, because trust me, on that day we're going to have talks. We're going to have talks being sent by these political jobbers and mongers of powers to come on that day and show what is happening. So these are things that we are definitely going to stay on that day. But how can we overcome them?
Like I said before, I don't
understand
how can someone, how can a polling unit, or how can a
polling unit where people go to cast their vote be open? Like, it shouldn't be public. Like, I don't understand. I saw what happened in Ekiti State, and I'm like, why is that
not private? Why is that there's no polling
booth where people go and choose who they want without other
people knowing who they voted for, and immediately vote in that spot, like drop their ballot papers in the box. But you see people go, they'll take the paper and go to a different place, do the thumb printing on the paper, and then show the political agents, oh, this is who I voted for, and then go and then drop it in the item. The process is so appalling. This is why
INEC has to really, come out and then give us a quality assurance and integrity that what's going to happen in 2023 is not the same thing that we've been seeing in 2019, or even the issue of juvenile coming out to register for PVCs and or juvenile coming to cast their votes as well. These are things that have been happening, and we can't just put our arms right now. I think like Yemi said, we have to outnumber them on that day, because I look at what happened. I think in Ijibo market, where people who actually came out to vote were being denied access. From what I heard, they said the Oba of Ijibo in Lagos told them not to allow them because the major people who reside in that area are actually evil. These are things that are very like crazy when you hear about things that happen across the country. People assessing their civic responsibilities. So thank you very much. You made some vital points there. Thank you very, very much for that. Let me see. I'm going to call on Ewere Isam. Please, if you're there, unmute yourself and take the mic. Please make it very short, just 1 minute, so we can put ahead with other questions that people who are requesting us to join the group. Ewere, are you there? Ewere, okay, I think he's not yet. Rita, are you there? Rita? Okay. So I'm going to send you a request to unmute your audio and then the mic and then say something. Rita, are you there? Hello, Rita. I think you can speak now. Your mic is on. Oh, she has unmuted it again. Okay. So Mazi, I don't know if you have anything to add to what has been said so far concerning the water suppression. From my view, I think honestly we have to really do a protest, because we have to really do a protest because a better hand is better than so many better in the bush. And again, we have to act before things get bad. Like we really have to act, because what I'm saying, I think the rigging has already started already.
I think here if you observe very well, you will see that the coalition for P2B, that is 18 different support groups that have come together, and they've really raised money to which P2B support network is part of, raised money to go into the voter sensitization and voter, for people to come out. Now, there is one thing in one of the meetings that was held yesterday, which Nigerians will begin to see clarity from next week. If changes again, we believe and we hope that INEC is listening to Nigerians. If changes are not seen from next week, obviously INEC will be having another round of NSAS youth coming out to tell them that we are aware that these things are systematically done. There is no gainsaying that these things are, even when sometimes they have some ethnic and tribal slant, and some people who may wish to be nationalistic in nature would want to sometimes not blow it up the top, but I think there is a limit. When you push someone to the wall, at some point, even goats can bite if you push them to the wall. But what is happening now, if I can't remember the name of the INEC guy that I listened to, was it a video that I saw, a video clip that I saw yesterday? And if, according to what he said, yes, that's been extended for 60 days, but it means nothing if you've extended for 60 days and people are still unable to register. If that happens, and if that continues to happen, then it is a debt that the INEC owes the youth, and nothing more than the youth would come out on the street and demand. Maybe, again, some are already proposing to call for the resignation of Mahmoud, that is the head of the INEC. It may not get there if they get their acts together and respect Nigerian youth, Nigerians who are paying their salaries. And that's one thing everybody must actually emphasize. that these people are employed by Nigerians to work for them. Therefore, they must work for Nigeria. There is no but, there is no if. They are being employed by Nigerians and they must, capital MUST, they must work for Nigerians. So if they do that, then we are all good. Now, it is not enough, like the young lady said before, it is not enough to go register for your PVC. We must also be thinking ahead of time when it comes to the PVC collection. We have always seen where you hear this number of millions of people, 16 million PVC are here uncollected. I mean, these are not 16 million dead Nigerians. These are 16 million Nigerians that, for one reason or the other, maybe they have gone multiple times, or maybe their PVC we are taken to a different place. Whatever it is, we have to also begin to work around getting people to go and collect their PVC. People, for whatever reason, please get your PVC. You can use your PVC as a form of ID. When you go to the bank, I say, please, can I know who you are? If you don't have your international passport, your PVC can also serve as a means of identification for whatever you want to do. So it is to your own advantage that when we get to that point, you also endeavor to collect your PVC. Then the final lapse is when you've collected your PVC. On the day of election, bring out your anger. All those you know that have been insulting you, that they've never listened to you, they never picked your call. Use your PVC as koboko. Use your PVC to wow them, to fire them, to do whatever you wish to do to them, by not voting them, by not them getting close to power. And this does not and must not only end with the presidency. Is your local government councillor the one that never picks your call whenever there is an issue in your area? Is he the one that your state governor is the one that has 70 sirens and run you and run your mother over whenever he passes you? Your pay time is your PVC. So, yes, of course, like we said, we know and we are aware that the voter suppression is happening. A voter disenfranchisement in terms of getting your PVC. And be rest assured that the P2B support network, in conjunction with other P2B support organizations, especially the Coalition for P2B, are working to see how to end this. They have, a couple of millions has been spent already on mobilizing people to come out in various states of the federation to register. So we hope to see that from next week that we are getting into after the weekend, that these things will take a better shape. But again, they say that you Nigerians, at some point, we were called lazy youths. We swallowed it. At some point, they said, oh, look at you guys. You are only on social media. Aha. Now, Nigerian youths have come out. Suddenly, they are no longer in the social media. They are on the street. Now, they say you are structureless. And suddenly, the structureless people are showing them that even without structure, you can do wonders. But even at that, you see people, especially, and we must use this opportunity to really call out our brothers and our sisters in Edo who have done marvelously well, donating their properties for us and the Labour Party to use as offices pro bono, free of charge. Can you beat that? Yet they call you structureless. Nigeria doesn't know what is happening and what is going to hit us in 2023 because suddenly the neglected public, the neglected ones, you and I, have suddenly found our voice and we will make that change inevitable democratically come 2023. The voter suppression is real, but we will go ahead and see what we can do in reducing that. Dr. Theodore, are you my
Okay,
man?
sure. Thank you very much, Mazi, for that wonderful explanation and information. I think David Hyundai is already with us. I don't know. Please,
If you're here, please send me a request so I can see. I can't find you among the people, I can see their profile. I don't know if you're here. Please indicate so I can. Um, okay, so Uche Okoye, I personally sent you a request. Please, I would like to know your contributions as well on the issue on board. What are your takes? What do you think we need to do in order to, curb whatever institutionalized voter suppression that is actually happening in the country? Uche, are you there? Yeah, well, it's like
Nigeria is happening to your connection. Maybe
Uche,
you
are you
may
there?
drop and come back.
There's an interference with your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now. Yeah, better now.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and from here, and I thank all of you for inviting me and hosting this very space. What we are talking about is very important because it borders on our future. Kindly mute your mic, please. It borders on our future and our, of course, our current situation. Nigeria is at a very serious precipice. If we do not take serious bold step in rescuing Nigeria at this point, we may wake up, finding ourselves in Atlantic Ocean because it is not clear where we are headed with the reckless, borrowing that is happening, reckless bad policy that is coming from the Federal Republic of Nigeria and from CBN, from every aspect of government, from top to bottom. Everything is negative. And we do not have anywhere else, any other place to run to because Nigeria belongs to all of us. This is the only place we can call our country. Anywhere else you go to, you'll be regarded as a foreigner, treated as such. Therefore, we cannot continue to run away from our place, run away from our responsibility. So whatever it will take to ensure that this problem, is solved, we all have to put our hands together on the table. I mean, the countries we run to, the countries we behave, the people there didn't find it funny in the beginning, but they had to stay back and improve and work on the development and the progress of their country. And that is why we are migrating there. Therefore, we have to make this place better so that people can as well come to this place. But for that to happen, it is going to be a very tough job because there are elements, people who have hijacked the system. Unfortunately, the worst version of us in the society find themselves in political position and of course in leadership position because the good ones, in quotes, people who have the competence and the goodwill, over the years have really not been interested in the politics. So it's a very, very serious it's a very, very, very serious issue for us, for everyone. If you have not been taking it very personal, I encourage you to take it very personally because this borders on your future, on the future of your children. So it is something that all of us have to pay attention to. The voter suppression and the disenfranchisement is actually an institutionalized tricks which the establishment has been using over the years to sustain their impunity and their illegality in government and their leadership. So with this, having known that there is actually a plan on voter suppression and disenfranchisement, we all can now bind together as young people, as progressive or people who are hoping to see this country change. What I always tell people is that the biggest mistake you will ever do as a Nigerian or anyone in the world is to ever imagine or assume that there are some people or everyone should expect something to be better. When people say suffer no dey tire you, I laugh. It's not everybody is interested in good governance. Not everybody is. There's a saying that it is beneficial to certain people in the society when the society is rotten. So some people, few elements benefit from it. When there is a polarization of society, you begin to see a lot of crime springing up. That is when the criminals, hold sway. What that means simply is that if we do not structure our society very well, the criminal elements are going to hijack it. And when they hijack it, it will be difficult to take it back from them. So voter suppression is something that we have identified. Now, the way forward is to, of course, we are progressive, we are well advanced and even more sophisticated than these people, even though the resources and the minds, but we have the technical know-how. We can, as a group of progressive people with same mind and same agenda, thwart every form of their plan, however that plan may be. We have to thwart it. We have to ensure that we retire all of them. That is the mission. The mission is to retire all the political criminals in our society. And we position our society better for us and for the future of our kids. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I will be inviting other people to speak and make their contribution. And thank you, Theodore, for having me.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me see. Henry, are you there? Henry,
With
Henry or something. Yeah, Henry Eche. Are you there?
Please, if you're there, you can speak. I don't know if David Hunde is already with us. I've been searching.
Yes,
Is he here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. While we wait for David, I can't find him.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to echo what everyone has said because I saw the topic and it's clear that that's something that is really, really serious. In my opinion, the two ways the government can actually read anything is through buying of votes and voter suppression. And this has been happening for quite some time now. It's just that it's just glaring now because there's a lot of interested youths that are trying to register for their PVC and all of that. That's why it's now like obvious, but it's been happening for a very long time. If you look at, I don't want, I get I can see the fire burning everybody, I can feel it and everything, but at no point should we underestimate the opposition. This is very systematic. And I feel like we need to be very aggressive in anything we're doing. Like, I was listening to like speakers speaking earlier and they were like, okay, maybe we give them by so time and everything. And that's all well and good, but we should actually not underestimate the opposition because these guys are very, very powerful. Like, trust me, like, we plenty, yes, we youth and everything, we yapa, but if you look at the appointments Buhari made before this election period even so, you can actually tell he was putting people in power, like people in specific arms of government that are very key to whatever future we are going to have. From his cabinet to the INEC chairman and everything, and this is someone that is, a leader in the party APC. Tinubu came and said, I'm running to Aso Rock. This man has been in politics since I think I was in KC then. I think I was in primary school. He has been in government for a very long time. This man knows what he's doing. I know we have the intellect, we are youth, we are energetic, but I don't want us to ever underestimate the vision. I feel like, okay, let's give them time or give them anything we want to do. Let's do it aggressively because they've been doing theirs already. It's the reason why I don't see the guy being panicked. I don't think he's even panicking, trust me. Because first of all, they have the money. They've already impoverished the land, so they know they can buy it. What this voter suppression thing is, they know places they're not going to win. And obviously in the Southeast, that has been constant because voter apathy has covered the whole country, but in some regions it's been very, very high because people are not really necessarily interested. So they know places, key regions where they're not going to be successful, where they're not going to win. And the only thing they can do there now is suppress the voter registration. If they register you late, to get the PVC is another like long, period. Because I was hearing it takes up to like January. If you register like right now, people that register like right now probably get their PVC in January. Election is February. So this is very, very tactical. So let's be very aggressive in anything we're trying to decide, any mobilization we're trying to do. This one is even more important. This one is even hits heavier than NSAS. NSAS was was actually one of the darkest moments in my history as a Nigerian. But this one is going to take another 8 years. And, so I feel like everyone is already on the right mindset. We can clearly see what's going on and everything. But if you're going to act, all these things, all these banter where they throw for social media, they're putting all their chips right now. They've put tribalism, they put ethnic, whatever. Those are the things they use, Now they're putting voter suppression, which they've been putting, but it's very clear right now that, okay, because the number of people that want to register are quite a lot. It's very systematic. This is something that they really want to solve. Nigeria has the money to solve it. I mean, I saw yesterday they brought Abacha loot 322 million. If na machine, they can buy 1 million right now. So they're not really interested in this. Man said he's running to power. He didn't just say that, he wasn't bluffing.
Sorry, Henry.
Can you run up your points, please, in next 30 seconds?
No, we can.
Cool. So let's just be. I just want us to be aggressive in any action we're trying to do or promote and everything like that. So that's just it. Because I don't want us to underestimate the opposition.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I don't know if I don't know if I should use the word aggressiveness. Probably aggressiveness in a positive light. That would be good.
Yes, obviously, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because there are some propaganda going on right now that the people are very extremist and all that, So we should be very careful as well. We're definitely going to ask for an answer.
That is exactly what they've been planting to get. Of course, they want to dampen our momentum by saying that's why you guys are everybody's working on eggshell. And we don't want to say this now so that they will say this. Look, this has been the program. But that does not mean that people have to go rogue or people have to go out and start insulting people. But you maintain whatever. Maybe you can change style or momentum or change your style of response. Instead of going outrightly insulting people, because I've come across some of them that are very bad, and I've also come across impersonation. Yes, I've come across people who impersonate, have a P2B logo, but they use it to promote other candidates. So all these things, I have it screenshotted. I'm keeping it. When the right time comes, I will bring it out. But I just wanted to make that point. Thank you, Studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, if you have any video of where people were actually been, disenfranchised or denied access to actually register at PVC, please
send it to me on my DM as well, because we'll be compiling all of this as evidence for any action that will be taken
after this space. Thank you very much. Let me see. Saint Blake. I don't know if
you're there, please unmute your mic and speak.
Blake, are you listening?
No, I'm talking about Blake. Saint Blake, are you there?
Okay.
Okay, so
Innocent, you can go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to really appreciate everyone who has made it possible, who have been out in time to, make this movement a progressive one. And I also want to plead on each and every one of us, because currently what we're doing is not even what is going to give us the result. What is going to give us the result is our final stand and our final actions on the day of the election or 2 days before the day of the election. You know why I'm saying this? Most of us, yes, some of us are determined for the change. While some of us, majority when if an opportunity comes where somebody who have not been opportune, to see 2-3 million naira before, and the opportunity to grab that money based on the structure or the followers they are monitoring. We should also know that they are monitoring us, and they know people who are making contribution for this very change. Now they will be targeting all of us 2 days, 3 days before the election. People will come, they will send their agents. So if we'll be able to, overcome this very temptation before the day of the election, or even on the election day in our polling units, then we'll know that we've won the battle. The issue is this: we also have to sensitize our followers, people who we are trying to convince about this movement. We try to also convince them, like also sensitize them, tell them how to go about this registration of our PVC. Most of us, if you check, you will see that most of us have registered before. Most people will go registering again without even identifying they've registered for the first time. Then at the end of the day, they can't be able to vote that day. So we have to put all these measures in place. And as well, we also have to represent what we are talking about in any way, in any angle we find ourselves. This opposition, just like my brother have said, they have everything. They have the money, they have the police, they have the military, they have everything to oppress us. But if we can be, if we can be peaceful in this movement, we are going to achieve a lot. We are going to really achieve a lot. We only need to stand still and be calm, be patient, be peaceful in this movement, so that they will not start to, see us as people who are violent, and they will, hold on to that to act, because Nigerian government and everybody who is into this system, they have no human hearts. The beast itself is good. I can relate to beast and be free than dealing with Nigerian government. Nigerian government is another thing itself. So for them not to intimidate us, for them not to take advantage of us, we need to be peaceful in everything we're going to do. We also need to be very careful. We need to apply wisdom. We need to apply wisdom. If there are people who can,
Innocent, please, can you make it bring it up in the next 30 seconds so we can take other speakers, please?
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that if there are people who can, if there are people who are into technology that can be able to, checkmate this election, this voting on the day of election, I will be so glad. Let everybody come up with what you have and what you can be able to do, so that we can be able to achieve our goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Innocent, for that contribution. Let's see, Saint Blake, are you there?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Please, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for your contribution so far. So, regarding the topic we're discussing, voter suppression and disenfranchisement, what could be done? I think my suggestion of an approach to like remind the cabals, that NSAS might have happened a little while ago, but the movement, the social reawakening that had happened as a result is still very much about. We have not forgotten and we have not relented. It might have gone quiet, but everyone is hell bent to make sure that this election, everyone's votes counts. And I mean, and I'm not trying to name names or play region politics, but for the Igbos, let's not be under any illusion that there are no concerted effort to keep an Igbo man away from the Nigerian presidency.
Saint Black, please hold on. Saint Black, hold on, please.
Yeah.
Yes. I want us to understand that this topic is centers on very important subject, which is voter suppression and disenfranchisement, right? And we are looking at, and this is happening across Nigeria, not just Igbo people. And what we are looking at here is how do we mitigate that? If you have any report, if you have any case, because we are looking at how do we improve on what we have already or what we are doing so that we can beat the system, designed by the certain elements who are controlling the system. What we are doing now is to collate ideas and, get more information on people who have experienced this firsthand. So if anything outside this, I may have to interfere. Thank you.
My bad. I'll refrain from speaking on that, but I'm only just trying to remind us that the forces we're up against are not just gonna sit and watch us negate whatever plans they put in place. Anyway, that aside, I think in terms of what we need to be doing, I think probably the closest thing to remind those in power or the cabals that are hell bent on stealing our mandates is probably holding rallies, peaceful rallies, nothing violent. We can get the various groups or everyone who's got interest in making sure that this election that is happening next year counts, to hold a mass rally where we go. The caption or the mission statement about it is about making sure our votes count, reminding people that we will not just sit back and take fraudulent results or manipulation or voter intimidation. Even the area boss or the touts or the hired thugs, by the time they see people moving in Lagos, different cities, masses, they're not going to be going to polling booths, or they wouldn't have that much confidence to be like, oh, I'm going to go steal this ballot or stop this ballot, because they know everyone's eye is on it. We're all watching, and we've got the numbers. So this is probably has to be very concerted, a concerted effort, if possible, nationwide, closer to election day. But it's got to be peaceful.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Seth Black.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know if Peace, if you're here with us, please unmute your mic and speak, please.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, and thank you very much for the audience. Voter suppression and disenfranchisement. Yes, this is a real problem. I was very shocked today when I spoke to my younger brother who resides in Lagos. I just wanted to do a reminder and know if he has collected his voter's card. When he told me that he got to the center and then they asked him to pay 9,000 naira, I didn't even know how I felt. I just felt like crying for my country.
Can you give us the name of the place?
Ojo,
Would you mind?
Yes, the name, the location, and if there's any pictures as well, or audio, please send it to us as well, please.
Okay, so I know we stay in Ojo. What I'll do is I'll call him and probably get the location of the exact center, because there might be several centers in Ojo there. And I don't know, I might do an inbox to you if that is fine.
Sure, definitely. Please send it to me.
Okay, I'll do that. So it is a real problem, and it is bad because now people are willing to vote, and this comes up. Of course, it's very obvious that this is a tool, that they are using, to get the win in the bigger picture. But I see it as a disturbing situation, because if the election comes and a lot of people do not succeed in voting because they aren't able to get their PVCs, these people are aggrieved, and this is me just saying they might want to cause some disruptions if the results are not in their favor. But as a way forward, I want to suggest that there is a way we can bring in religious leaders to pull their influences and get these INEC officials to bring their devices to their institutions. I think that will help. Okay, because I stay in Abia State, and I saw an advert already, a flyer. Okay, not an advert, a flyer, informing people. It's a big church. I don't want to mention names. So what the pastor did was he organized these INEC officials, and then they'll be coming to his church, on a particular day to register people. So we'll do our best to try and make that go as viral as possible, so that if you're within the church location, you can just go there and do your registration. So if other churches, so not just churches, even mosques, because I know that this problem is not just being faced by Christians alone. So even mosques or traditional houses or whatever, if these religious leaders can put in their voice to this, yeah, I feel like this will go a long way. Everybody might not be attended to, but to a large extent, right? We're trying to look at solutions to this problem. I feel like to a large extent that will help. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. So if you can as well advise your brother to go back again, that would be nice. Then if there are more information or evidence to prove to that these people are extorting, intending a registrants, then you can bring it across or send it to the host or myself or Theodore, whoever that you can find. We encourage all of us to bring forth any form of evidence against INEC officials. Anyone extorting, anyone obstructing, whatever, just peacefully gather the information and get back to us. Thank you, Peace, once again for that contribution. So we have next to speak Ogechukwu Emedo. Ogechukwu, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and make your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Uche. Before the next speaker speaks, I would want to quickly say to the last lady that spoke, tell your brother to go back, ensure he has his phone on record, let him wear a t-shirt and drop his phone on his breast pocket. That would give him clear view of recording of whoever he's having that conversation with. Because if we need to fight this monster and if we need to fight this madness ravaging the country together, we all must, pay in our due. So if he's able to get this, please let him inbox any of us and be rest assured that that will be taken up with the appropriate authorities. Thank you.
Okay, so Ogechukwu here. I reside in Lagos, and this outgoing week, lots of videos. The social media I was awash with videos of voter disenfranchisement and suppression, and I'm just thinking, how can we get past this, because it's going to be an issue, and somehow some people think what is going on is just not something that is coordinated, but I feel it's more coordinated. And so we should also devise a means or two to be a step ahead. So since the target has been those majorly from the Southeast, as we are meant to see it, believe it, I am thinking, do we have the resource to make arrangements for these machines to be taken to the markets? We've seen pictures, we've seen videos of something similar being done in the north. Not everybody who registered, went to the registration points. They actually took these machines to them. So, and if the aim is to have an enriched voter turnout or voting experience in our country, I don't think it will be too much if we make arrangements for these machines to be taken to markets. And then another thing that should be at the back of our minds, or those who will be organizing it, is perhaps some people are registered previously, and they should be educated as such that if you've registered previously, just make your case for your voter card to be transferred to where you want to vote now, which means the crowd who are pressing for registration may not be as much. So is there anything the Peter Obi Support Network can do to assist the INEC officials, at least to reduce some pressure on them, especially where it concerns moving or transferring a voter from other states to, say, here in Lagos? Because to my mind, I feel a good number of those who are trying to get their PVCs now or get involved, are actually those who want to move, especially those who are not, so young. So can we work side by side or look for a way to educate people more, enlighten people more, and get to know what exactly majority wants? Is it fresh registration, or we're trying to move from one point to another?
Sorry, I don't know if you have something else to say. Okay, Chicken.
Pardon?
I don't know if you have any other thing to add, so I can answer your
So basically that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Okay, Chicken. Yeah, with regards to what he just said, now someone actually sent me a DM asking if it's possible to demand that INEC, since they're going to be extending their registration deadline, probably they can also make it eligible for online registration, to limit the numerous cluster of people going there to, stand in a long queue for a long period of time, and then there's a limited machine to attend to the people who are, willing to register for the PVCs. I think I'm going to ask this question to Uche and the Mazi to see if there's anything in line with what Ogechuka has said as well, with regards helping the INEC and also, if possible, online registration for the coming months.
Yeah, of course. There are, in fact, you can actually do this without going to a NEC office. You don't have to go to a NEC office to transfer your, registration points or to renew anyone that has damaged. The only thing you're going to a NEC office to do is the capturing, which is the biometric capturing. INEC has refused to decentralize this particular process, and that has caused a lot of glutes, I may say, a lot of people clustering INEC offices because of this very reason. But what I can tell you, there are volunteers, not just P2B support network. There are other volunteers as well that are in the field, to ensure that people get their PVC renewed if there is need, especially if it is damaged or lost. Then if you intend to transfer your polling unit as a result of a relocation or something, then you can as well do that. A lot of people prefer to vote in their village. They are transferring their PVC back to their village so that they will vote, on that very day. But it's advisable that you reach out to people who can do this. There are people who can actually do this with your. You can do this with your phone. You can do this with your laptop. Like I said earlier, the only reason why you are going to a NEC office is either to go for your biometrics or get the PVC, that is the hard copy, the permanent card. So that is the only reason why you are going to INEC office. Many people cluster INEC office for so many reasons that could ordinarily be taken care of, from their home, from their comfort zone. So that's what I can tell you. All right. If you have other complaints and other things that may not be clear, you can reach out to P2B support network, for further clarification. Thank you, Ogech.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I just to add some other things, please, because there are some registration centers that do not allow people to cast their to register for their PVCs, and these are actually problems that we're going to have under the voting. So please, if you're one of those who actually went to a different local government area, other from where they are actually residing and to register for the PVC, please ensure that you also transfer your polling unit to a unit that is very close to where you are staying. Because on that day, I don't believe there will be any locomotion for you to start traveling. For example, if you're staying in Ikeja now and you want to go to where do I even use one as an example, or Lekki, for example, to go and cast your vote, I think it's going to be very, very tedious on that day for you to start doing all of those things. So please, if you're one of those who were actually probably displaced because of the whole bureaucracy that's actually happening across the country right now, please ensure that you change it to your to the unit that's close to you online. All of this can be done online, like Uche said. Updating your records as well, it's online. Checking your voter status also online. If you want to, probably you lost your PVC or replacement of your PVC, you just need to get an affidavit and then go to the registration center and apply, So they will give you a new PVC. There is no room for you to actually double register for PVC. We've seen juveniles, we've seen a lot of people having 2, 3, 4, 5 PVCs. Please do not do that, because probably on the day of election, you would be nullified or disqualified to actually cast your vote. And also, it's only those who are 18 years that can actually, I know we already know this one, but it's only those who are 18 years can actually register for their PVCs. Do not register twice. That is very, very important. Thank you. So let me see. We have someone else here. Chukugozie or Chugozie. Please unmute. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Ada Paul, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. One of the other ways why where there's this enfranchisement and suppression officials, those guys are really, really frustrating our works. I'm here in Ebonyi State, and we've been working with the TBN Ebonyi State chapter to get people registered. And these guys demand as much as 300,000 naira to have a system given to us. And not just that 300,000 naira, we pay each.
Please, I think I've received this report before, and I don't know. It was really overrun by an event. My goodness, please, can you kindly send this report? I will go and look back and see if I can get the name. I think I've got the name and the phone number of this particular person. I heard that the person is demanding over 300,000 naira for him to allow.
Yes.
To take.
But,
okay,
but,
yeah. So
but
give us the
like,
information
and it's not just the 300,000. We still have to pay each of the staff that come to work 20,000 naira each person for a day.
What is happening? Like, what is happening? As in, have you
I
gotten
don't
this?
know why these people are frustrating us. The plan was that after we finish sensitization in the capital city of Abakaliki for 1 week, then the consecutive week we start going into villages to register people, because most of the people, we have over 10 volunteer staff that do all the transfers, damage cards, so that we leave the INEC officials to only do the new registration. So if any center where we enter is actually really fast. We'll cover up to 300 to 400 people in a day. But these guys suppressed us. In fact, we only did Abakaliki. We couldn't even go to the villages because we could not continue funding their demand. They will ask us to pay so much money. In fact, they will take money from us, take money from another group. Like what happened last week, just this past week. We paid them to come and run on Monday and Tuesday. And then they took money from us for Monday. And on Monday evening, they were telling us that they were going to go to another place.
Can you hear me? Sorry to cut you short.
Yes, I can.
I don't understand. Like, wait, you guys paid for them to come register people? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Do you have some sort of account number you paid those money into, or was it paid like in hand? Do you have any proof?
We have an account. They usually collect cash, but we have an account number. The last encounter with them, we used an account number.
Wow. Please, if you can send me these evidences after this space, please let me know so I can we can take it up, because I think this is something that I actually need to talk about, honestly, because it's really, really frustrating. Someone is being impeded the opportunity to exercise his civic responsibilities, and then we're just gonna like keep our hands like nothing is happening. Is that INEC, is that what's his name again? The INEC chairman either step down if he's incompetent to really do the thing for us, or probably do, because they've been given all they need monetarily wise, technical know-how to actually exercise these things that we actually need. So I don't know why they are still charging people, extorting from people to actually cast their to actually register the PVC. I'm actually very pissed right now.
It is heartbreaking.
Theodore,
it is heartbreaking.
Now, what we have to know is the INEC budget was and it is still captured within the National Assembly budget, and it's being released as they demand. However, one thing every Nigerian must know is that Nigeria is happening to everything Nigerian. INEC staffs, INEC coordinators have seen a means of making money. It's not
Exactly.
gainsaying. It's not gainsaying to note that a very close friend of mine called me that he wants to arrange for INEC to come into the market in Day Market Abuja for 4 days registration with their equipment, and they were told that they were going to pay 1.5 million. Now, if you know P2B Support Network, Take Back Niger, and many other groups trying to coordinate this, when you hear that INEC is coming into the market, let us not act ignorant here. They do not come into a market or into a crowded area to register people for free. Someone or some group behind the scene have oiled them. Now, and that is the tragedy of Nigeria. Because this keeps happening, everybody now is looking, every INEC is looking, INEC staff is looking to buy one car or the other because their windmill, the gold mine is basically there for them to extract. Now, and when people don't pay this money, they don't send anything. There are hinterlands and villages where they only go to local government and just sit down there and speak to people as if they are doing you a favor, whereas this is a job they are paid for them to do on your behalf. So our advocacy here is not only calling people out too. That's why I said the Coalition for P2B had a meeting yesterday, and I believe there's going to be another meeting tomorrow. That would inform the next line of action. Because if all these evidences are gathered, and if these things are tallied, and there is incontrovertible evidence that INEC, or rather INEC staffs, are basically extorting money from people, it means one thing only. If the head of INEC is so incompetent that he cannot control the staff that they've already paid for, then he should go. Is nothing more to add on that, because every sensible Nigerian at this point must be very, very angry, because we all pay tax, and the taxes we paid are what we've used in mobilizing these people, and they turn around and at the same time extracting and extorting money from people, most times even double. They do double deal. There are places that we know they've done double deal. Group A meets them, Group B meets them, they come there. Obviously, they are there. So they've collected this money twice and they do this job. There was an incident in Abuja, in Lugbe, Abuja. I think that was on Thursday, and where suddenly you saw that couple of people turned up and started saying that Nigerians. I don't want to ethnicize it now, but Nigerians should leave. That they should no longer vote. They should no longer register. That video clip, people here on this space today, thank you. You know yourselves. They were able to extend that information to the head of INEC. They were able to extend that, made a formal complaint with the police. However, when the police now got in touch with the INEC officials that were in that Lugbe denied that no such thing ever happened. But that is on video. Let no one think that that has ended. No, that has not ended. It may seem that there is no public, in the words of Patrick Obiabon, there is no public parapoism. No, but things are happening that we must begin to hold those we tell to work on our behalf. We must begin to hold them accountable, and we are holding them accountable, and Nigerians will not relent their yield.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. I don't know. Sorry I cut you short at that point. I don't know if you have other things to say as well. Adapo, are you there?
My network.
Okay. So please, if you're there, you can round up your points so we can go on with the next speaker. Oh, okay. I think we lost her. So let's see. Alo Tobe, are you there? If you're there, please.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, please make it very short, just a minute, so we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Firstly, I wanted to say that all these people doing these things, they are all Nigerians. every part of this country. They are all Nigerians. So we can see that our problem are ourselves. There's no part of the country which is less involved in this. I wanted to ask a question. I was watching the Analyze News show this morning on YouTube, and this man, what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. He was saying something to the effect that some of these people registering now may not actually get a voter's card because it takes time for the PVCs to be printed or made. I don't know that even some people who are that it takes about 6 months. He said something to that effect. That it's possible that some of these people registering now may not get a PVC by February when the voting commences. I don't know if we are aware of this or if this is true. I was shocked when I heard it, Sha, but I've not been able to confirm. So I'd like to ask if any of you have any information regarding that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alotobi. I don't know, Uche, do you have anything to say with what he said? Because I don't have any response on that yet. Uche, are you there?
Can I answer him?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that is another strategy of trying to pull people down or to stop doing the PVC. PVC is supposed to be highest 3 months, and you will get a call to go and collect it. Even when I did mine here in my local government, they say local and national local government, they told me that after 3 months, I should start checking in Oshimili North because my polling unit is in Oshimili. So they told me that I should go to Shimini not to go and collect after 3 months. So him saying 6 months, I think that is a big lie because the only thing I have idea on is November everybody's expected to collect their PVC before November. I think that is the deadline month according to my little bit source. So him saying that it takes 6 months, I think that is a flat lie and trying to discourage people from doing the PVC.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. I don't know if you also want to add something. So
yeah, I want to say something on regarding on everything that we are doing now. I believe most of us are printing stickers and that we are not putting the right direction, the right explanation of the speaker because of the stickers. Most stickers that I saw online and they will just write Nigeria is possible with P2B without giving an explanation of what this is all about. Like someone will see a billboard now, Nigeria is possible with P2B. Who is this person? May not have known this person before. But when you put a description of okay, Alpha, this is what this person is. This is a title of what this person is. Go and verify. Google, YouTube, all those kind of direction. But when you just put Nigeria is better with P2B, it's just like a normal picture of somebody who is just over there in billboard. So I encourage people that whenever you do sticker, put in a meaningful message that people can look at and then be convinced. Because like they said now, it's not everybody that have known P2B, but everybody has known him because they can't tell us now that everybody in Nigeria is not aware that the election is coming. So, and I want to also encourage everybody here on internet that we should keep talking about P2B every day, every blessed day. It's working. That is why these people are telling you that you cannot win election on Twitter. Let me analyze how this thing started. In the first beginning, when we started this P2B issue, that issue declare. They were started saying that he cannot declare because it's under article. They started forcing in and forcing us. At the end of the day, he declared. They were not saying that he doesn't have the trial record. We started bringing our trial record. They keep quiet. Everything moved to state to the point that they say that if he moved to another party, he cannot win. So he moved to another party and we keep ginger him. And the more we ginger, the more people get motivated. The more people who doesn't even have that trust and hope get motivated. Like what they did today in Taraba and then Ebonyi is it encouraged a lot of people. So I advise people when you see videos like this, put it up on your social media. This time around it's not about acting mature. Put it up on your TikTok, put it up on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, say 247. Don't just give anybody space. The more you do it, the more it encourages people to go and look out for this person and get to know him. When we started this journey in the first beginning, it wasn't everybody. You will see most people that it was even talking bad about P2B started supporting P2B the day Mbaka video surfaced. Most people started talking about him because they find out that, okay, fine, if this man can resist this, and then along the line, people started seeing pictures of him helping schools and donating. It encouraged more people. So to me, is that the more they attack, the more we get motivated, and the more people join the team. So whenever you put up a sticker or put up an advert on people, I know many people are going to sponsor an adverts and billboard and the rest. But let him be passing messages. Let him be passing message. Is something he has done before and something he plans to do again, and something that we believe in this person can do it. So that it won't just be like something of talk. Just like those people are doing it on those celebrities are doing it on Facebook on their videos. If you check most of their videos, they are always sending out message on why they are always advocating for this person. Don't just make out a billboard of a better Nigeria can start to be. We don't even know if he's trustable. Because first of all, someone need to trust you, so that when you put a direction, the person will okay, let me go and know who this person really is in that direction. So when they get there, can I say it will be wow. You get. So let's keep this hard work. We are really doing great. We are doing well. So far so good. We are doing well. But I don't know about Labour Party so far how they are preparing, but we ourselves we are doing well. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, your advice is actually very important. It's very good as we make banners and flyers, they also send the message of P2B, because I've actually seen some, actually, they just say New Nigeria, P2B is possible, So I think what he said is actually valid. Please try to incorporate some information as well in the banner, so that people, when they see, they can actually know what he has done and what he has actually, what are things he would be doing as well. Let me see. Njama Paul, are you there? If you're there, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Sure, we can hear you. I think it's a bit noisy in your background.
Let me. I think okay. Let me go on. So, I want to speak on two things. One is how to reach out to the grassroots, and two, the disenfranchisement that could come on the day of election. That's by external persons coming to disrupt elections. And I think for those in the coalition, you should give this a thought. P2B can actually reach 95% of cities or villages in Nigeria if we are strategic on how we are going about this mobilization and sensitization. We need, like I've always said before, apart from the structures from the coalition, we need to have coordinators at every polling unit. Every polling unit is actually peculiar, it's different. It comes with elections from previous elections. Every coordinator should be one who has been in that polling unit before for like 1 or 2 electioneering period. Somebody who has studied how elections happen in that polling unit. Then that person should be able to communicate to a superior person or those under the coalition to take up different strategies for every polling unit. It's supposed to be something that is coordinated. For every polling unit, you come up with a strategy how to go about mitigating things like voters' inducement and disruptions that could come in through sending people to disrupt strongholds. Do you get? So when you do this like that at the level of the polling unit, that's from coordinators from the polling unit, work with those at the coalition, you have a strategy to mitigate anything that comes in what I've mentioned earlier. Then for mobilizations, there are always villages in every local government. There are always villages that serve as a central point to other smaller villages. It could be because of trade or anything that makes this particular village busy. If we go about creating something like, it might be maybe a serious painting with P2B and Labour Party logo on a particular building that is actually very conspicuous, then you put up something like, let me say, a game that can drag villagers to that place. A game like, okay, let me say snooker, like in my own village in Cross River State. We are planning on putting up something like this and a snooker board that can drive youth to the place. And with the coordinator that is in that village, P2B, the party will definitely be spoken about on a regular. And with the painting that is so conspicuous, it will be able to send that message, drive that message down, particularly when you assemble there to play games or do whatever thing they think can drag people there. If we use this strategy and every other strategy we think we have, I think it will go a very, very, very long way in pushing this message. And this should be done in every polling unit and every major central village in different local governments. That's the very bit I think I should share with you guys.
Thank you very much. I think your ideas are actually very valid because looking at what's going on right now in the states, you find out that Edo people have actually started putting signboards. They've been hosting concerts. They've been, doing some sort of like recreational get together, and these are things that we can actually imitate in other states as well. Where we have the message of people be down to the world, down to every nook and cranny of every state, so that people get to see the message and also get to know the party that is actually coming out under. Thank you very much for that. Would you? I don't know if you're there.
Oh,
You've been
hi.
waiting.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity, POSN. I wanted to respond to one of the speakers who talked about the billboards and the stickers. Because elections, the campaign hasn't officially started. It will be, preemptive to start with the actual campaign messages. Right now, it's all about awareness, building awareness. I can assure him that as soon as campaign starts proper, his manifesto will be distilled and it will be in part of all the messages that are going out there. So that's what I just wanted to say, that campaigns actually haven't started in earnest.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Uju. May I quickly say that for P2B Support Network, again, for the face caps and for those of you requesting face caps, you could also either DM this handle or the co-host. You will be getting a face cap and a T-shirt at a cost. Now, for those of you who wish to support P2B Support Network, the account number is 10125288032. That is Keystone Bank. Now, this is the official P2B Support Network. Again, we do have impersonators that, as I said at the beginning, using posn.ng. Again, I repeat, there are impersonators using posn.ng. And this morning, we also got to know that there are, I think, the same group of people are using P2B supportnetwork.com.ng. So please disregard, and they are charging you money to join. Now, if you go to p2bsupportnetwork.com, you are not being charged any money to join. However, you are free to donate. You can use the Flutterwave, or you can see various ways of payment, making your donation, because all these engagement, we do have 36 state coordinators, and every single, we do have 36 state coordinators, and we do have 6 regional coordinators. The way we have it, 6 geopolitical zone, you have someone in charge of zones, and within these zones you have state coordinators, and within these state coordinators you have local government coordinators across Nigeria, 776 or 74 as the case may be. Now, in there we are then heading to world coordinators. We will eventually, because we still have 7 months to go, get to the polling unit coordinators. They say we do not have structures, but be rest assured that with your support and your contributions, we will have these, structures. And thanks to those of you who have donated and are still donating their places as offices. We have one of those from Nasarawa that was within the week, and we say thank you very much for that which we have done. Again, the account number is Keystone Bank 10125288032. Now, Theodore, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. I'm going to, I don't know if Smith, are you there? Smith, if you want to, just if you're there, unmute yourself and
Yes,
Speak.
I am. I am.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Sure, we can. Go ahead, please. You
Good
have one.
evening, everyone. Thank you for this space. I'm Olumiwa Smith, Secretary for POSN in Oyo State and part of the National Data Analysis at the national level. It's been a great night here. I just wanted to quickly clarify. Someone said something about an INEC official saying some things, and I think I actually listened to that interview. I think it was with Festus Okoye, the National Commissioner for INEC, on channels with is it Shane Walking? Yeah. And I think what he was saying, he wasn't specific about any months. He said that INEC extending the deadline for previous registration, the CVR is inevitable. But however, they've not come to a conclusion for how long it will be. And he only said that the length of time some people are requesting for may not be realistic because they also need ample time to mop up the entire registration exercise to be sure that everything is in set so that there won't be situations where people will register and for long to the time that it will not be so close to election and people will not be able to get their PVCs. So that was his explanation. So there will definitely be an extension, but it may not be as long as some people are fighting for it to be long, probably a month or 2 months. No one knows, but so what is certain is that there's going to be an extension of the deadline and to give everybody ample opportunity. So, and I also think that I don't know, I believe well at the national level, the POSN is working and even principal himself of mounting pressure on INEC. There seems to be a systematic disenfranchisement for people in the southeast because there has been a lot of complaint from that quarter in terms of machines being released to them, and we hear of machines going from house to house in the north. So that ought not to be. And we have also, there was a Twitter space that was held about, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and where one of the few of the INEC representatives were there, and they have been encouraged that they should take these machines from local governments, where they are placed to people prone areas like markets, like schools. So and I'm to believe that they are working on such, although they give their reasons for why there are some stringent measures that the more relaxed the system is for registration, the more it is easy for some people to maneuver the system and manipulate the system. So that's why there are different measures that seems to make it hard and explain why things are the way they are, why they can't, why at this point in time they cannot allow people to register from their phone. That there have been a time when they allowed people to register, public people to register and get make use of this single finger scanner, thumbprint scanner. And before people started manipulating the system, we were just put in different 10 fingerprints and the like. So, and they needed to checkmate that. That was why they got to the level of the scanner that makes use of the full fingers and the like. And definitely not every, those public that could afford the one finger scanner cannot afford that. So, having said that, I think our submission so far has been good, and we just need to keep putting in every effort we can put. There's a whole lot of efforts out there to impersonate POSN and also to rubbish what we are doing. There was even a time I had to respond to someone who was on Twitter, on Facebook, and the person was like, "Oh, we are scammers." And I'm like, no, this is what we are using the money for. Like in Oyo State here, we did like I just went to deliver 2 banners that are going to Bomasho today for awareness. So these are things that this money is being used for. And of course, nobody is forcing anybody. It's a voluntary donation. So thank you so much for the space once again.
Thank you very much, Smith, for all you've done in
and thereabout.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know if there's anyone else I haven't called to speak something or say something. Okay, Ewere, if you're there, please, you can. Are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening.
Yeah. I'm currently speaking from Edo State, and everything you guys have said concerning Edo State and Benin City, to be precise, is very true.
Can you speak up, please? Can you speak up?
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're still very faint.
This fine, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I think I can hear you.
All right. I said I'm actually speaking from Edo State, Benin City to be precise, and I said for everything we've said concerning Edo State, the awareness and everything concerning Edo State and Benin City is very correct and accurate. But my challenge My challenge that I'm having is the what's it called, the rural areas. There are some thick villages in Edo State whereby they really don't know who Peter Obi is, and we are not even talking of registration now, voters registration going on there currently. You understand? We are just centered at the city here and some other places that are close to the city. That is one thing I want to bring to our notice. But we are doing our best possible to make sure that this awareness gets to everybody. Now, I want to ask a question because there is a voice note that came to my WhatsApp, and I don't know how true it is. That APC and PDP, I don't know which of them, but the person said APC and PDP took INEC officials to Niger, and they took machines to Niger, and they are registering people that are not even Nigerians. They are registering them. They want to they want to use them against us in the forthcoming election. So I don't really know how true this is, but it's a voice note that I got. So if I can get a phone number or something, I can forward the voice note to you guys. Or if anybody has heard anything, you want to debunk it, or there's something you can say about it, please. That's why I've been here. I've been trying to connect to you guys so that you guys will be aware of what's going on, if it's true, so that we can know how we can become proactive about it. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, King, because you have to wait. Thank you very much. I don't know, Mazi or Uchi, I don't know if you have anything to say about the question that was
Well,
asked. I
I
saw
think
I saw the claims as well, but I don't know if it's actually true.
I think again, INEC has come out to deny. If we go to leadership newspaper, Vanguard, Punch, uh, you know, business, sorry, this day business publication. To be fair, in as much as when INEC fails, we knock them, but when fake news also takes the air, it is also our responsibilities as good citizens to dispel them. From INEC, that information is not correct. They say if you go to this day, what they've said is that we don't have voter registration center in Niger Republic, INEC. Vanguard said we don't have voter registration centers in Niger Republic. Now, this day says 2023 INEC disproves claims of voter registration centers in Niger Republic. Now, again, Punch says INEC debunks rumor of 21 voter registration centers in Niger Republic. These are official statements. Now, if you are listening to us and you are anywhere near these borders and you have contrary information to this, let's not be purveyors of fake news. If you have any credible information regarding any such insinuations, you may wish to, please, by all means, come slide to our inboxes and make that known. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Big King, please make it very short, just a minute, so we can be rounding up with
All right.
space. Thank you.
Good day, house. Good evening. I want to talk about creating awareness for Peter Obi. Actually, I've been giving out doing out some giveaways in my WhatsApp status, um, or people that will like show me your PVC, and I do give. Benin City concerning the rural area because I stay particularly at Wodia. That place is not open. We have so many communities there, Lemo, Wodia, uh, so many of them. So mostly old women. I believe the APC and PDP don't have power over the youth. That's what I believe because I know the youth have their own money. You understand? Because I can't see a youth that would accept 5,000 or 10,000 just for a vote, where we buy a t-shirt of just one t-shirt for 5,000, or a palm slippers for 15 to 20,000 for them to do to the youth like us. So I believe that what are we going to use this our old women, including my mom. For example, my mom have already told me that it will take money from the but the part that gave him the 5,000. But I've told her I understand that the money is not the problem, but you're endangering my future and the future of my children. So like that's how we should be doing it. The youth particularly will not accept that. I don't believe that. Maybe they will have to give some of the like APC Tinubu normally have talks all around Lagos. So I believe that is what they're gonna do also in Benin, giving almost all the tours, making them a millionaire, giving them guns, sponsoring them in every criminal art. So they will be able to disrupt us. And another thing about this EFCC again, this EFCC the major problem, because I know that is the agenda. I believe that there will be so much killing in around December, around November to December. Then February there will be a big raiding. Let me say the EFCC and the police raiding all the country because of why? To scare away youths from voting. I strongly believe that will happen. I strongly believe that will happen because that is just the plan. They will use police and um EFCC to threaten to raid boys so that boys will not have the motive to come out and cast their votes. You understand? So that is just what I want to say. Let us make it like let's be aware of it now and know how to deal with that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Big King. Yes, I don't know, Uche, are you there? So we can be rounding up if that's possible. Because I don't know. We're expecting David Hunde, who we had invited as well as a special guest, but he just reached out to me that he is busy, but if he could join us anytime soon, that would be great as well. So while we see if he can join us, let's see if Uche, are you there? Uche, are you there? Uche Okoye, are you there? Okay. So Mazi, are you there? Do you have anything to say or add before we round up, please?
Yes, I am there. Obviously, thank you everyone for joining us. Quite unfortunate that the special guest couldn't join. I believe he's battling it out with Sege Link, where they talk about they are dragging each other there on the Twitter street. These are the type of things that happen on this street. Anyway, quite unfortunate that he didn't. But I would encourage us again. I would encourage us all to please join if you're watching, because this conversation is being streamed on 10 platforms, starting from P2B Support Network on Twitter. Now, this space that we have on Facebook, this is also being live streamed. Newsband is being live streamed. Nigerians for P2B is being live streamed. I think Njenje Media TV, Njenje, both on Facebook and on Twitter, this is also being live streamed. Now, and many Nigerians are watching and listening. You can go back and as well watch and listen afterwards. Now, if you wish to join P2B Support Network, if you do believe in that, you can go to Telegram, search for Peter Obi Support Network. Or for those of you that have joined this conversation on these other various social media handles, you can as well look at the comment section. You will see the Telegram being shared. Please join and become active. When you join the Telegram, request for your state. Now, because these are, obviously we have admins that do, the moment you request for your state, they will come to you with the states, the current, WhatsApp for your state. Some of the states already had over 10 WhatsApp groups, so you can see the enormity of the tasks that is within the admins too. Or you can go to the p2bsupportnetwork.com. There you can find out how to support. Again, every single thing, and this goes to those on Facebook. We can read some comments saying that this is fraud. No, it is no fraud. The the trustees of P2B Support Network are all individuals known to P2B for at least 15 years running. And P2B himself is being briefed on all activities of P2B Support Network, at least on a bi-weekly basis. Again, every single money, every single kobo that you do donate towards ensuring that he becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria comes 2023 is being accounted for and will in the future be accounted for. Now, for those of you also following on social media handles, you will see that the account number is being displayed where it says to support, kindly use the below account details. P2B Support Network is the account number. The account name, the account name, the account number is 1012528032. Now, in order to also thank those of you that in the last hour has made their contributions. Sometimes we no longer call names of those that made contributions because people want to stay most times anonymous. No, we do think maybe because it's political, but those donations and support are being acknowledged. So if you may regarding your support, you can by all means please get in touch with any of the co-hosts, or you may wish to send email to info@p2b support network. On that note, I will say thank you everyone for being part of this conversation. Then I yield the mic once more to Dr. Theodore.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi, for that information. Yeah, I think we're going to be closing. I don't know if Uche is still there. I don't know if you can hear me. With what we've discussed, with all the opinions and contributions that we've made, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who has actually devoted the time to be here with us today to discuss on this vital topic. Thank you very much for the contributions you've also made in pushing this movement forward. Thank you very much in everything that you've actually contributed in any form, be it by support, monetary support, or any other form. Please, thank you very much. Please keep spreading the good news across everyone around you. Make sure your parents, make sure your family members, your friends, everyone around you knows about P2B and actually pushing forward for a new Nigeria. We've had some of the complaints already people made about those who are being asked to pay some money in order to register for their PVC. Please, we're actually compiling a lot of videos right now on that regard. Those who have been disenfranchised, those who have been suppressed in any form, please reach out to us on our DMs. We are very, very eager to listen to you and make our complaints more concrete. Because the idea is we are after this Twitter space, we are going to see how we can meet and then discuss on what are the steps that we're actually going to take in the future. So please, if you know you made some complaints, I think Ada Paul said something about voters payments fees as well. Please send me those information audio-wise, account details that you've paid into. Any of those things will be very, very vital for our claims. Thank you very much. You'll be getting to hear from us subsequently. We will also be meeting every week to discuss on vital information that will be leading, that will be helping us in this movement that we are currently in. And hopefully, don't forget as well, like Yemisi said, try to make sure that no one displaces you on that day not to cast your votes. So even if you see talks or people coming out to obstruct the peaceful coexistence of other people who have actually come out to cast their votes, please ensure that you stay there and make sure that your voice is being heard by casting your votes. Okay, on this note, I would like to draw the curtain. I don't know if Uju has any other thing to add. Uju, please, if you have any other thing to add, you can add, and then we can close up the space.
No. this is okay. We can always have another. It's just based on.
Obi Kerenke, Obi Kerenke, Obi Kerenke, Obi Kerenke, Nigeria needs you, the youth wants you, wealth manager, Obi Kerenke, Obi is a man,
A great nationalist, the man to detribalize Nigeria, that man that will fix Nigeria, a humble personality. He's a great economist. The poor needs your intervention. Calm and end insecurity. A new Nigeria is possible with Obi.
Obi is a man,
Obi bụ ọgaranya nwafọ Igbo Nigeria. Ọ bụ onye ga-achịkọlọta obodo anyị n'udo. Ịmakwa Obi ga-ebute ọganihu n'obodo anyị ga-eme ka ndị mmadụ na-ebi ọfụma ọfụma ka Chukwu si wee chọọ ya. Ndị obodo Nigeria, bịanụ ka anyị kwado Peter Obi n'ihe gbasara ọchịchị Nigeria.
Obi is a man,
Yan uwana maza da mata, na kawo muku gaisuwa daga Majalisar Dinkin Duniya. Peter Obi shine mutumin da Najeriya ke bukata. Peter Obi shine mutumin mai kirki. Peter Obi mutumin ne mai hankali. Kowa ya tashi, mu zabi Peter Obi domin cin gaban kasanmu.
Obi is a man,
gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Peter Obi èèyàn ńlá tó ní ìpínlẹ̀ lọ́kàn. Peter Obi kó gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀kan. Peter Obi ni yóò tún ìpínlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣe o. Peter Obi yóò kó owó àti ọrọ̀ wọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Onírẹ̀lẹ̀ àti ajá fún ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọlúàbí. Peter Obi, ìwọ la fẹ́ o, wá bá wa fòpin sí rògbòdìyàn ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìwọ ló lè ṣe o. Ó yá, lọ́kùnrin, lóbìnrin, lọ́mọdé àti ní